Hey guys, this is Chef Jody. Today we made sushi and ramen. If you like what you see, follow us along in this video. Today we're going to cook up this beautiful Wagyu Vander Farmers ribeye, and this is going to be a great application for the two dishes that I've chosen for today. We're going a little Asian, so we're going to do a Wagyu sushi, and we're also going to do a Wagyu ramen. So let's get at it. So we're going to start prepping all the veggies before we get into this beautiful ribeye. We're going to do this asparagus for the sushi. So I'm just going to kind of slice it in half so we can have a nice thin piece of this. And then we're going to saute it up with some shiitake mushrooms. Spring's coming. Asparagus is going to be great. So I thought I'd throw that in here. Probably not something everybody's heard of, but I thought it sounded phenomenal. Great way to showcase the meat. Okay, we got those. And then we're going to cut a little bit of shiitake mushrooms. This particular mushroom, you cannot eat the stem, so make sure you take that off of there. And the shiitake is pretty indicative of Asian cuisine. So we're just going to julienne this up real quick. And we're also going to put these in the ramen as well. We'll start with a little bit of sesame oil in our pot over here. When you guys are cooking, especially international foods, try to buy the best ingredients you can. It does pay off in the end. So we got a little sesame oil going on there. All right, guys, check out this ribeye. One of the biggest things that's indicative of the Wagyu, American Wagyu, is the marbling. So we're going to slice this into a couple different ways. We're going to do a steak like this for our ramen, and then we're going to do strips for our sushi, and then some really nice thin slices for the top of that sushi. So you always want to cut against the grain. We're going to do 4 nice pieces. Keep the flavors nice and simple, so we're just going to do salt and pepper. Season that up really well. And then this is for our ramen. So we're going to do this piece whole so we can slice it up for a really nice presentation. So I'm going to take this back over to the skillet. Got it nice and ripping hot, and we're going to use a little sesame oil once again and get it cooked up to about medium rare. I'm going to put some ginger and garlic in here. Impart all the Asian flavors into this ramen broth. So we have some garlic, some shallots, some ginger, and some sesame oil. We're going to let that get a little bit happy for a minute. And while we're doing that, we're going to saute up the mushrooms that we're going to use in the sushi and in the ramen. A little sesame oil. Shiitake mushrooms in. A little salt and pepper. Cook these up. All right. These shiitake mushrooms are nice and tender. Now we're going to saute up the bok choy. This is baby bok choy. Just give it a little bit of healthy herbaceousness in that ramen. You can also not saute this and keep it a little bit fresh, because the hot broth will definitely cook this up when it hits it. You don't want it to get too mushy. You want it to be a little bit crunchy, a little texture in there, a little salt and pepper. And once again, the sesame oil. Sesame is becoming one of the top allergies. It reached, you know, the FDA and everything. So if you don't want to use sesame oil because of allergies, go ahead and use olive oil. That's fine too. I'm going to put this on the plate. And then while we're here, we're going to go ahead and saute up the asparagus a little bit. Once again, sesame oil, a little salt and pepper. We're going to drop our noodles into the boiling water. They only take about 2 minutes. One of the best things about international foods is you can get a lot of it online. This is a nice brand that I purchased off of Amazon. Next day delivery, boom, you got ramen on your table. So we're gonna get a really nice sear on this. I kept the fat on there. I'm partial to the fat. If you guys don't like fat, you could cut that off. But the fat on the ribeye just melts in your mouth. Got a nice little crust on that. Gonna go ahead and drop our noodles. And then we're gonna build our ramen. We're gonna go with our noodles. All right, let's go build a ramen. Okay guys, we got some ramen noodles here, some baby bok choy that we sauteed up. Nice bright, vibrant green. We've got our shiitake mushrooms right here. All right, we're gonna go over to the stove and grab some broth. Then we're gonna slice up this 6-minute egg. Super simple, nothing to be afraid of. Get your egg in the water and have it cook for 6 minutes, set a timer, nice and jammy yolk. And then we're gonna do the slicing of the ribeye. Oh, it's perfect. Looks great. Super healthy, super pretty. This little menu for this episode would be great date night. A little bit of scallions and some crispy wontons. Date night ramen. All right guys, so now we're gonna get into the sushi. So here we go, searing these guys. And one of the best things about sushi is when you slice that roll, you want that inside to be super colorful and beautiful as well. All right, now we're gonna head over to the cutting board, put the sushi roll together. So these are pretty inexpensive on Amazon as well. I think it was about $4. Sushi mat makes rolling sushi a lot easier. It's made out of bamboo, it's easy to clean. So we're gonna take a nori. Nori is actually seaweed, and we're gonna place that on our sushi mat. We're gonna take some sushi rice that we made earlier today because you do want it to be cold. Sushi rice is super sticky, as you can see, so you're gonna want to get your hands wet. And when I made the sushi rice, I seasoned it with mirin and rice wine vinegar. And then we're gonna put this on the nori, spread it all around. Now we're gonna go ahead and flip this. Put it back on our mat. And then we're gonna build our roll. And we're gonna start with some of this asparagus. And if you put it on both sides, like this, when you go to roll it, it'll be more evenly distributed. I'm gonna take this and just cut it a little bit thinner for rolling purposes. It's a nice medium rare. And then we're gonna layer some of these sexy shiitake mushrooms. And a little bit of bean sprout for crunch. And now we're ready to roll. Just tuck as you go. Nice and tight, nice and tight. Make sure everything's in there. Pull back your mat and keep on rolling. And there we have it. Beautiful sushi roll. And then we're going to take the ribeye, trim off some of this outside fat. Make sure you save this for soup. And then we're going to find that grain. Take a look at the grain. This is against the grain. We're going to come in and cut on a bias as thin as we can. We're going to put those nice thin pieces over the sushi roll. It's probably easier too to make sure your meat's nice and cold before you do this. 2 more slices and I think we're good. All right. So we roasted off a bone marrow canoe bone, and this is like just the icing on top of the cake for flavor. We're gonna pour that over top. Yum. Gonna rub that in, give it a nice little massage. Gonna hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we're gonna torch it. And we just want that tallow to kind of soak into the meat. All right, there we go. So I've had quite an audience today and everybody's anxious to try this sushi roll. I'm going to slice it up. We're going to drizzle it with some teriyaki sauce. We've got some wasabi and pickled ginger. So let's get at it. We're going to layer this. Got a little pickled ginger right here. Wasabi is Japanese horseradish. Get little scallions on there. So everybody, we've been showing you the different cuts of the American Wagyu from Vander Farmers, and we're starting to dive into a little bit more intricate applications, some recipes, and so forth. If you want to check out this ribeye and try these recipes, we'll have the recipes online, and check out the store in Sturgis and get your ribeye. Here we have Ellis and Charlie from the Wagyu Shack, and we also have Luke and Roy in the house from the Vander family, and we're all going to try this sushi. Come on, boys, dig in.
big piece of sushi.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a big piece of sushi. Just a little bit.
That's really good.
Okay, so this episode was the sushi and ramen using the Ribeye American Wagyu. Pretty quick and simple. It's flavorful, healthy, delicious, great for a date night, great for a special occasion. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you follow us at Vander Farmers on all of our social media platforms so you never miss out on the content that we do.